Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I watched a tutorial from Pam at the Paper Outpost, and I will link her YouTube channel down below, and she made book page paper beads. So I tried my hand at it and I wanted to show you how to do it. So I have a love-hate relationship with beading wire. So I initially was going to film it when I tried it for the very first time on camera, but I thought better of it because I knew that it might be a little bit of a learning curve for me using the beading wire. But turns out it was pretty easy. So I'm going to show you how I made this one with the cheesecloth. And here's another one with vintage crystal beads on these. And then this little guy, when I made it, whoops, at the end there was no text. It was the blank, like the border of the page. I'll show you. Like that. And I didn't like it, so I took a little tear of washi tape and put that on. And I thought that looked so cute, and that got me thinking. So we're going to do something with washi tape. I've already cut my strips. This is a Nancy Drew book that I've cut them from. And the width of your strip is what the height of your bead will be. So this is 3/4 of an inch, and this is 1.5 inches. I've got round nose jewelry pliers, wire snips, my walnut stain distress ink. I'm going to use art glitter glue, but any paper crafting glue will work. And I've got my glue stick, which is optional, and I'll tell you about that when we get to it. Now my wire, of course none of my wire in my stash is labeled, so I don't know the gauges, but I feel like this is probably 20 gauge, and that is what I used for these. And then I used this thinner one for this one because the bead was smaller and wouldn't have fit on that wire. But they both were easy to work with. A little cheesecloth, I don't know if I mentioned that. And then you'll need something to wrap your bead around. Something circular with a uniform diameter. This is a skewer, which is what I was initially going to use. This is just a large toothpick. I think this was Dollar Tree. You could also use a Q-tip. Just cut off the tips and you could use that. But I ended up using this for my beads, and I'm really happy with it. So that's what we're going to use. And is that it? Is that it? I think that's it. So it's so easy to create the bead. I start with this part that's plain with no text, and you just wrap it around tightly around whatever you're using. You could probably use a screwdriver or an awl. You know, the part of the awl at the top that is uniform thickness. And then when I've wrapped it a couple of times, I just put a little dabadooya of glue stick, but that you don't have to do that. It just, I feel like it helps me keep it neat and straight. So you're trying to keep the edges straight and wrap it as tight as possible. Kind of straighten it as you go if it starts getting a little uneven. And then when you get to the end, this is for this project is the first time I've used the art glitter glue. I've been seeing a lot of people using it and loving it, so I thought, well, let me try it, and this was a good test. And I have to say, if I had to do a little review, I love it. Now I'm just going to distress ink. I'm not going to go crazy because I'm covering it, but for these I distress ink the edges and then where it was glued down. And you can, any color distress ink you could use if you wanted to coordinate with your beads. You could do that. Okay, so the wire. Now, again, because I have a love-hate relationship with beading wire, I cut more than I probably need. So with this thicker one, which I do believe is 20 gauge if I had to guess, I'm going to cut, I think 8 inches, which is probably way too much, but I always feel like I need more than I've cut. Now, to start it, with your round nose pliers, and wherever you start it on here is however big you want your loop to be. So I'm just gonna get that little pokey end in and then hold it, and then I'm just going to coil it. You can see that. Whoops. See what I'm saying? Love, hate. So let me uncoil it because I went over it. Crossed over. There we go. So 3 coils. And then sometimes I just give them a little squeeze. And so there you go. You've got that. Pretty good. And let's decide on our, oh, I forgot the I got the cheesecloth. So for the cheesecloth, I just put like a couple of dots here and there because we're going to wrap it with wire, but just to hold it. And then kind of around, trim off what you don't need, and then you can trim again once you wire wrap it if there's still more that you're not wanting there. So we got that. Okay, now let's decide. I guess I'll do the pink ones again, these little ceramic beads. So thread your 1 bead on, thread your paper bead, and then another, there's a little tiny bug in here, another bead. Oops. Okay, straighten it out. Looks good. Now with your round nose pliers again, a little ways above the bead, I don't know, maybe between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch, and then just bend it at a right angle, and then whatever diameter you want your loop to be, hold it there and wrap it around the front like that. Hope you can see that. Then I straighten this. So I've got the pliers like that and then straighten them. Now you've got some space here. You're just going to wrap around. I do a couple times. Okay, you can let go of the, whoops, little cheesecloth coming off there. And then I just go down and around. Now if you wanted more wraps around, you could make your wire longer. And then there's the end of the wire, you want to gently squeeze that. I squeeze it between the bead and the paper bead to kind of hide it in there. My needle nose pliers probably would have worked better, but it's good. It's all good. Okay, so trim that off. And then let me just, toothpick comes in handy. I just want to catch it under that wire. Okay, just put a little bit of glue down just to hold some of it down, because even though I cut more wire than I thought I needed, I probably could have used some more and gone around one more time. Practice makes perfect, so I'll keep working on these and try to perfect them a little bit. Now this one, we're going to be using, we're going to wrap it with some Tim Holtz washi tape. Let's try it, see how we feel about it. So I'm just doing the same thing, rolling it on the toothpick, and then a little bit of glue stick. If I like this, I have so much washi that I hardly ever use, so if it comes out the way I hope it will come out, put a little bit of glue along the edge there. I keep putting the pin back in because I'm so used to the 3-in-1 and the Fabri-Tac bubbling. I don't know if this art glitter glue does that, but I keep putting the pin back in. I may not have to. Okay. Catches that quick. Okay. Oh, we're gonna cover it, so I'm not gonna distress ink just yet. And now the Tim Holtz doesn't stick very well. I mean, no washi is permanent, so any washi you use, I would add a little bit of glue. So I'm just putting some glue stick. Okay. And I'm just going to, and I like that the Tim Holtz is a little transparent, so you could still see that there's text underneath it. Actually, I don't know why I'm dealing with the whole roll. Let's cut a piece off. And just gonna wrap that around. Ooh, I like it. And of course, some distress ink. I like that. I think the floral washies would be pretty as well. Okay, now I'm going to use the thinner wire because I want to put a smaller bead on this one. So again, cutting more than I think I need. I don't know, this is almost 6 inches. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We learn together. Okay, so I want a smaller loop. So I'm going to start it there. Loop it 3 times. Straighten it out. That little end. So we got a little loop. Now let's do a couple of the black glass beads. Got a bead. Got our paper bead. And our last bead. Let me just get some of this glue off my fingers. Okay, so again, holding it all together, little ways above, right angle, and I'm gonna wrap it back around, straighten the pliers, and then go around the neck a couple times. And then down and around. See what I'm saying? Like, I feel like cut it longer. I mean, it works, but I don't know. You guys let me know what you think if you've made these before, please leave me any helpful hints down below. So I'm just gonna crimp that between the bead and the paper bead. Oh, it's still very cute. Very cute. So there's our little washi tape bead. A cheesecloth stuck to me now. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Again, I'm gonna keep working on them, trying to perfect it a little bit more. Okay, that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back here again real soon. Bye, everyone.